Orient cause knockdown too. There you go. Thanks for answering. I have another. You seem to have missed the question. How long is a knockdown on piercing javelin, binding javelin? Will it give immunity so you can't knock down twice in succession? Yes, in PvP, any hard CC gives immunity, and any hard CC is anything pretty much except for roots and snares. Anything that stops you from acting counts as a hard CC, and it will give you immunity for 5 seconds after you get out of it, including if you break out of it. So yeah, you can't.
I thought
do
it was
stuff
only
like
if
that.
you break out of it. I thought you could chain stun someone.
No, you can't. You get immunity.
Oh, okay, I'm wrong.
Like if you pull with your spear thingy, you can't knock them down afterwards. Because that counts as
You can root them.
You can
root them.
Yes, you can root them. Because root isn't a hard CC. That's why roots are really good. But don't tell everyone our tactics. Hey Andrew, if you're still in here, and FaZe, you can probably do this too, and anyone else from the guild that's in here, if you see someone ask a question, put an @ symbol and like repeat the question if they don't use one. And try to remind people to do it. That'd be helpful.
Or while.
How useful is Blinding Light? You know, funny story of Blinding Light. I never got to use it because the game was my character was bugged, and it constantly told me I didn't have the ability, even though I did. But I saw other people use it, and it seems pretty useful. It's like a 50% chance for people to swing at you and do nothing. So, especially in PvE, it'd be really good. Any feelings for what playstyle tank DPS healer will be most needed, both for PvP and PvE, or is there already a nice balance? Tanks, you always need more tanks, but there is a better balance in ESO than I've noticed in like any other game because you only have 4-person groups. Like in most games, it's like a tank, a healer, and like 6 DPS are needed. And I feel like for some reason people think that means they should roll tanks and healers more often, so they do. It's odd. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but it seems to me there's a lot of tanks and healers. Maybe it's because they're fun to tank in ESO, and maybe it's because everyone can tank. But yeah, there's a pretty good balance.
Everyone can.
There's a pretty good balance. I would say if I had to pick one, I would say healers are rare. Healers seem to be the rarest, especially good healers. People that actually spent some time on their healers. Is there diminishing returns? No, there is simply immunity afterwards. So it's 100% to 0 and then back to 100. Do you have an exhaustive list of Mundustone effects? I don't, but ESOhead might have that. I haven't looked for it.
I don't think they are on ESOhead.
They may not be. I would say look at Mundustones from past games such as Skyrim. They're pretty close in a lot of ways.
Oh, not.
I thought there were.
Some of them are.
Well, some of them are. Some of them are. I don't know. They're like every stat there is. There's one for, pretty much. Are dark anchors at higher level areas the same ones as low level areas, or larger dark anchors? They're pretty much all the same, but you just get bigger stuff at them. Like at low level, you're never gonna see a Daedric Titan appear, but you could at higher level. Atropos, why don't you go live too? Because he doesn't want to steal my viewers, bro. Come on.
No, because he's busy fixing TF.
Yeah, he's actually busy fixing TF. We're making some improvements to make it run better. So don't give up on it. TF will get better. Hopefully not very long. Question, are there more traditional spells, fireballs, ice spikes? No. There's a lot of people asking for that, but there's not. I think there should be. My idea was always that they would change the Destro staff and add it on there, because I feel like it needs a good one. Like get rid of the first ability on Destro staff and make it a spike ability, like fireballs, ice spikes, and things. Favorite race? Breton. They have the best mustaches and eye patches. Earlier do orcs have Berserk like in past Elder Scrolls games? No, you can check ESOhead to see their passives.
So a while ago, they took out all of the racial ultimates.
Yeah, they did have it.
Because
they
of
don't
development time.
Yeah, they did have
So
it.
they
They
haven't
don't anymore.
Yes.
They could again though. That's always something they could like re-add later. So you could see them. What add-ons am I using? FTC add-on, Foundry Tactical Combat add-on. Atropos made it. That's why he's so busy, because he does all kinds of crazy things. Okay, so what are the Nords best at? If you have any questions like what race is good at what, Atropos made a really good post on the Tamriel Foundry about races and which ones are best for what. And he spent a lot more time on that than I have to talk about the races here and to think about. So I would say check that out because I'll probably give you a wrong answer. Because I don't really remember what the Nord's passes are off the top of my head.
Health regen, max health, and cold resistance, max armor are the passives.
Oh, they're probably a okay tank, but I figure like overcharging would be an issue. But probably still
Would be an issue.
Probably an okay tank. Is there a unique skill for the Fire, Frost, or Shock, or are they all tied to the same skill line? They're all tied to the same skill line, but they have unique effects with each ability. Can please clarify on CC, Snare, Immobilize, and Hard Knockdowns all have separate 5-second cooldowns? No. Snares and Immobilizers do not have any cooldown. Hard Knockdown, Stuns, and Disorients all share the same 5-second cooldown. So if you hard CC someone, such as a Knockdown, a Stun, a Disorient, anything that keeps them from doing anything at all, that is going to activate a 5-second cooldown when they break out or when the effect ends. A Snare, Immobilize, basically a Snare or a Root will not give any DR ever. But you can also break out of them with dodge rolling. Does it ever get boring? You're talking about the game? I don't think so, because especially the PvP is awesome. What class and race would you say are the best healers? Breton or Altmer Templar? Does a spell range increase in Cyrodiil? It seems to be able to hit people a lot further away. Yes, spell range does increase in Cyrodiil. That's one of the buffs you get for being in Cyrodiil. Why are they keeping Psijic Beta Invites secret? I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'd imagine they have some good reason. Probably so people don't get bugged. I don't know. What is the point of attribute points if you can soft cap all three? Because it's another way to... If you couldn't soft cap all three without them. So it adds some flair to things. Sounds like you are not a fan of archery, so it just leaves staffs for ranged DPS. You know, it's funny, I'm not much of a fan of the staff skills either at range. I think they need to do some changes with that on both. I think the first change would be make the first ability in the Destro Staff a ranged nuke ability that does some damage. There are plenty of ranged abilities, I just don't think the ranged weapon abilities are very strong. But there's plenty of ranged abilities. Best unkillable troll 1v1 build? Probably a DK tank. Or maybe a Templar tank, because you could have heals too. One of those two. Can you respec skill points and morphs? Yes, you pay gold at the main city. Will there be dragons? There are titans. They're pretty much dragons with a different name. What race am I playing? Probably Altmer. Or Breton. Maybe Breton, because I like Bretons better. Why can't you log onto the PTS server? I don't know. I can't log into it either. Can you make multiple characters just one? You can make 8 characters. Oh god, I'm really far behind again. Looking for @ symbols only again because I'm behind, so if you didn't put an @ symbol, you'll have to re-ask. Alright, Bosmer is the absolute worst at the bow, or are they just in between Redguard and Khajiit? Bosmers are worse than Redguard and Khajiit at the bow. Sorry. Do you think developers will give Dark Anchors a bigger threat feeling if left in check, maybe zone wide debuffs and roaming dangerous? I think it'd be interesting. I think it's something they could do, but I don't know if it's something they will do. How long do you think it'll till you see Gladiator LOS SA add-on? If you mean, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what add-on you're talking about. Loveboard. I don't know. Do you think ESO compared to other games of this? How do you think ESO compares to other games of this type? I think ESO is the best game coming out anytime soon. The best game for PvP by far, especially World PvP. I think it's good. And yes, this is recorded footage if anyone asks that. I need more recorded footage. Huh? Apparently I'm at 100 followers, so thank you everyone who followed me. And if more people want to follow me, I'm going to continue doing stuff like this. So please follow. I'll work hard to make you guys happy. And you make me happy, and I have to click
Also
the follow
follow
button.
Phases.
Yeah, also follow Phasius. Phasius is another good streamer. He answers questions like I do. And he probably streams more than me. So he's a good source for especially tanking information. Phasius is great with tanks. So yeah, follow us both because we really like when that little heart number goes up. We really do. But make sure my number stays higher than his. It's really important. It really is. You don't know how important it is. The fate of Tamriel is in the balance.
Fate of
That's what the prophet would say. Alex, beyond skill lines, is there advantage to choosing one weapon over another, say mace or sword? There is a passive in that tree, in each of the trees, I think, that gives you a small bonus based on which one
Almost.
you're using.
The only two-handed and dual-wield to have that kind of passive. Sword and shield does not matter what kind of weapon you're using, but if you're using a sword, generally it's going to be percent increased damage. If you're using a mace, generally it's going to ignore some amount of armor, and if you're using a axe, it's going to cause a bleed.
There you go. Thank you, dearest Singed, for watching. Do you think Zos will reward Argonian or rework Argonian racials? I hope so, because they're awful. There's like no point in them at all. Want to be a
Hey man,
DPS
you
Dragon
can-
Knight?
you-
Should you stack stamina? No, you should stack Magicka, because Dragon Knight class abilities are awesome. I already followed and I'm applying to the guild. Awesome. I hope you make it. Do you have a preference between Cleansing Ritual and Purge from the War support line? I would go with... There's both situational, they're both good. So, if you have... In a raid situation, I would probably go with Cleansing Ritual, because more synergies. But, I don't know, they're both good. I love you, dearest Singed, if that's what I need to say to get a follow. How do you distribute stat points as a tanking Templar? Health. Go all health. I made it to the bottom again. Sort of. What are your guys' preference about collision detection? Is it good without it as it is, or would it be better if they had it in PvP at least? I'm good without collision detection. I don't like it, especially in PvP. I don't like it at all. It makes things feel weird, and you run into people that aren't really there and stuff. I don't like it at all. Do people use any form of tactics or order in sieges? The smart people and the successful people do. The people who don't have a lot of trouble. Successful defenses are really important. They use tactics as well. It's not just like stay in and wait for them to come in and kill them. There's a lot of tactics to go into successfully defending and attacking. It's not easy to take a keep from well defended players. It's not easy at all. Does the auto grouping system for dungeons combine cross faction? No. And hopefully it never will. Probably will, but I hope to God it doesn't. Are there any bonuses for dominating stuff in PvP? Yes. You get a buff for each keep you own outside your own, and you get a bonus realm-wide for having all of your home keeps. And you also get Emperor based on taking keeps. You get bonuses for holding the Elder Scrolls, like faction-wide bonuses or campaign-wide bonuses. Like anyone in the campaign gets it. Lots of bonuses. There's lots of reasons to go to Cyrodiil. Will there only be 3 world skill lines at launch? As far as I know, yes. What about projectile collision like Guild Wars 2? Body collision is lame, but combat needs it. No. I feel like I don't think actually Guild Wars 2 has projectile collision. I don't think it does. But I think that would be awesome, but I think it's way too hard on the system, and I think it usually turns out not working very well. People usually in games that have that say it's awesome, but then they complain about it constantly that it's not working right. And those two things go hand in hand. It's like there's lots of server lag and stuff, and it causes issues, especially in like an MMO setting. 40% HP, 30% mana, and 30% a good stat split for a tanking hybrid Templar. I would worry about stamina very little on a tanking Templar because you could get the ability, shit, what's that thing's called? Get Restoring Aura, and it regenerates your stamina really fast, so you don't need a large pool. You can regenerate it really quickly. So I would worry about Magicka and health and just forget stamina on a Templar. As tanking, you get that ability. It's really good. What would you change racially for the Bosmer to be the best bow user? A ranged bow damage passive, or I would give Bosmers an increased critical strike chance or percentage damage boost for how far away they are from their target when they hit them with something. So that would make maybe only on physical attacks though. So maybe a ranged physical damage boost. But maybe on magical too. I'm not really sure. But definitely I think having them have like maybe increased crit at range would be really cool and make them really strong. Maybe like increased crit chance on distant targets with single target abilities. Yeah, I think that would be that would make them really strong actually. But it would also make lore sense.
Alright. I'm gonna go live now, and so if you do have tanking questions, I'm probably better set up to do them versus their OX. Who knows more about healing.
But if you're going to go to his stream, follow mine first. Because we won't always be streaming at the same time, and you may miss something really cool. Like a giveaway of a game after I save up enough on Green Man. So
I still need to set up a Green Man affiliate.
It's actually possible. Here's what I'll do, since there's a lot of people here right now. If you follow me, and when I get enough money on Green Man from people buying games and stuff on there, I'll give away an amount of money on Green Man, and you can pick whatever games you want, and I'll buy them for you. So you may get ESO, you may get like 5 cheap games, 10 cheap games, whatever. But I'll give away like $60 or something of games. So just follow me, that's all you have to do to get it. And just watch for when I put it in my title. But now, Phaseus is going to go live, so if you have tanking questions, go check out Phaseus.
It should have just posted in chat, but chat just ate my entire post. Thanks, chat.
I saw it. I said it too.
There it is. Okay. Yeah.
User left your channel.
The damage part it affects everything. The rating is mainly. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so far behind. What is Bosmer good at? Right now, nothing. They're not good at anything. They're in a bad spot. They need to buff. It sucks, but that's the truth. They're good at being short and elfy. Yeah, if you have Nightblade questions, I don't know a whole lot about Nightblades because we don't have a whole lot of players. Vitalis, maybe I'll ask them or answer them. Is this live? No, this is recorded footage. Alex, thanks for answering all the questions. Thank you for watching, and especially thank you for following if anyone followed. Follows are awesome. Damn, you like their armor style? You can get Bosmer armor style in any class, so don't worry about that too bad. You can get that on any class. Okay, this is the last video I have prepared because I didn't make it all the way through my file. So I am going to go back to the first one because I had the most action and people will probably enjoy watching that who missed it. What are the Nords good at? They're pretty good at tanking. Will they return racial ultimates? I think they will. I think think they just didn't have enough time to get them all worked out, but I think they will return them at some point. It requires a random book drop if you're going to craft it yourself, but if someone else is a boss where they can craft it for you, or someone else gets the book drop, or you can buy the book, or you can just find armor that looks like their style. So there you go. Can you explain why you think Mage Guild abilities are better than Fighter? They just have more uses. Silverbolt is cool, but like Mage Light's crit, like 20% crit, is like awesome on like almost any kind of mage or healer. It's really, really good. Meteor seems really cool. Entropy is actually a good tanking ability. It has a high threat, we think. Let's see what else. The Fire Rune does a lot of damage. It's AoE. I think they have really good abilities, and I think the fighter skill abilities are really good against Daedra and Undead and Vampires and Werewolves, but they're not as good on other things. They're more specific. There's a lot of people in the stream. Can you explain why you think? Okay. Osmium, if I missed it, just repeat it, please. It probably got ate by chat. How do you get horses? You buy them from the stable master with gold. Will the Imperial content be available during the 5-day early access? We have to wait to launch. It'll be available during the 5-day early access. Pretty sure. Am I down with the sickness? Yeah. Duh. Clearly. Alex, how does Daedric armor look? I don't remember seeing Daedric armor on a player. I know the Daedric bow looks really good, and I've seen Daedra and they look really awesome in game. So I would think they would look really cool, but I don't know for a fact. Considering the availabilities for a Nightblade, which one between Stamina and Magicka would be more important for DPS? I think Magicka, but we have a Guildie who goes Stamina, so it's up in the air. I think both could be really good. It's going to how you build. Enduring Rays lengthens the amount of Dawn's Wrath abilities left. Does it lower the amount of DPS those abilities do? No. It doesn't. It increases the amount of DPS they do. So I want you to go out and get me some medicine. Is Corner what kind of medicine it is? Maybe. What? Don't look at me like that. Is there horse armor? When you level up horses by feeding them, at various levels, they start to look different. So no, there's not horse armor, but you can make them look cooler. I haven't seen them all, but I think like speed gives like straps, like you're strapped the saddle on. You get bags on them if they're like a mule. You put lots of bag space on them. And I don't know about stamina. Does wearing armor crafted in your own style provide any bonus? No, it doesn't. You just look cool. Are there more than 4 special crafting styles? Ancient Elf, Reach, Primitive, Daedric. I don't know of any more, so I don't think so. You should be paid for helping the fans and answers, you know. I agree. I should be paid. I don't know who's gonna pay, but if somebody wants to, by all means, there's a donate button, like right down there. You just donate me 25 cents. I don't care. Or just go buy a game. Give me $2. I don't care. Or you can just not and click the follow button. That works too. Is there a mount you can buy with alliance points? If so, how many? Not that I know of. But there may be at release. What do you think are strong class weapon combinations in PvP? There are a lot. Destro Staff DK stands out. Dragon Knight with Destro Staff. Templar with Resto Staff for healing. Destro Staff on a Sork. I mean, there's lots of things. Dual wield on a Sork. Nightblade with dual wield. A lot of good combinations. Are the Bosmer Wood Elves, aside from sucking with the bow, viable in any role? Not really. I mean, viable? Yeah, you could make them work. They could do it, but they're not, like, good. What I think is better at ranged or melee and PvP? Ranged will give you more opportunities, but melee can be just as strong. Like, if you put a melee versus a ranged in a 1v1, it'd be even in most cases. But in like a Zerg fight, where if you have melee and you charge in by yourself to like 100 people, you're probably just going to die. But if you had like 100 melee with you, you wouldn't die, you would just all push in together. So it's really according to what you're doing and what you're running with. It could be either. Erlich, does wearing armor crafted in your own race style provide any bonus other than looking cool? I think I already answered that, but no. Erlich, can a Sork play a DPS role as good as a Nightblade and a DK? Yes, absolutely. Sorks are great. If you got the notion that I don't think Sorks are amazing, I do. I think Sorks are like really awesome. Sorks are good at like everything right now. They're good at melee, good at ranged, good off healing. Destro Staff on a Nightblade Fatalis, yeah, sure. I think I don't know. Maybe. I'm sure you tried it. Didn't they forbid streaming ESO? Yes, they did. They banned me. But this is video. So there you go. You can stream video. As long as it's not live. See?
Introducing the all-new 2014 Subaru
The problem again about the area is the PvP is 24. Is the PvP 24 hours? I'm not sure if you're saying something or asking something, but yeah, the PvP goes on 24 hours, and I think that's a good thing, not a bad thing. How does CC immunity work in PvP? You get 5 seconds of immunity of any hard CC, which hard CC is anything that completely stops you from acting. You get 5 seconds of immunity afterwards, whether you broke out or not. And that's about it. Is two-handed any good? Yes, I think two-handed is very good. It's very bursty, whereas dual wield is more steady DPS, maybe more DPS in general, but it's very bursty, which is good in PvP. Does armor affect sneaking? Not directly. Medium armor gets bonuses to sneaking, whereas light and heavy don't. I don't think wearing heavy armor makes your sneaking worse, but I could be wrong on that one, because I always wear light usually. But medium armor makes it much better. You're going to have a lot of cheeky groups trying to sneak gank keeps at odd hours, yes, but you'll also have a lot of cheeky groups trying to defend keeps at odd hours. So, and you'll have it on both sides, or all three sides. So yeah, you may lose a keep in the middle of the night, but so will they. Are the stealthy racials for Khajiit and Bosmer noticeable in PvE and PvP? Is there any way to achieve a similar bonus through gear? Medium armor gives you a bonus that's similar, but I think they stack. I don't know of any overcharging with that, so I would say yes, they're noticeable, and yes, they're good. But Khajiit is better than Bosmer. What is going to be the strongest class PvP-wise? Who knows, because they could change a lot, but right now I would say DK and a Sork are pretty good at their respective things. Nightblade's really good at ambushing people and kind of ganking. For horses, if you can only level a horse to level 50, so if you buy an Imperial horse for 100 gold and you level it up forever and it gets to level 50, it'll have 65% speed, whereas the higher cost horse can get a maximum of 75% speed. So it could not be quite as good, but it could be very good, as far as I know. There's some assuming being done there that the cap is 50. I'm pretty sure it is. I've never seen it, but I think it is. Anyone else going to gank people as a Nightblade in the woods in Cyrodiil? There are going to be tons of people doing that, and it's going to be awesome. First time here, thank you. You can follow me, and it'll be your second time here next time. Have you heard anything about the length of campaigns? If I remember right, the beta ones only lasted 2 days. Just wondering if they are going to be longer lasting, like 10 days. They're going to be much longer lasting. Campaigns are going to be like 90 days. They're going to be really long. But there may be varying levels of campaigns, like ones that last different things. But so far, the only thing I know is they're going to be like 90 days. They're going to be really long. There may actually be a point cap required instead of just a straight duration, which I think would be really interesting. A point total, because then you could effectively stop someone from getting points and stop a campaign from ending if you really like dominated. So that would be my guess. Is there a level cap on group dungeons, like in a level 50 group where there are 12 players and a level 12 dungeon? Yeah, level 50 can go in there, but he'll probably like destroy their XP gains. But yeah, he can go in. If you have dots on someone and don't hit them for about 5 seconds, do they regain health, stamina, magicka, like they would be out of combat? Combat takes a long time to get out of it in PvP. It's not easy just to get out of combat. They would regen, but they're going to regen kind of slowly anyway in combat, but it takes a while to get out of combat. It's just not like going to be like you don't hit them for 2 seconds, they're out of combat and start regening. If you hit them like every 6 or 7 seconds, they're going to be in combat still. You wouldn't have to worry about that. Alex, does the time in game change with the real world? No, I believe it is 1 real life hour is 4 hours in game. So you get like 4 day and night cycles in. Oh wait, maybe. Oh no, day is 4 hours and night is 4 hours. Yeah, so you get 8 hours. I think. Yeah, I think you get 8 hours of day and night, and then you get 8 more hours of day and night. Yeah. So there's There's 3 days for every one. Yes. Sorry, that was confusing. But yeah, I think it's 3 days for everyone. Do you have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. It is... I don't want to tell you wrong. Let me check. I just sort of started adding things on YouTube again. It's been a while since I've been doing the ESO beta and stuff. Sorry I'm being slow. No, I can't find it. Thank you. Sorry for the delay. There is a video on my YouTube. Sorry, I'm sort of sucking on figuring things out right now. But yeah, you can watch that video there, which is a cool little video I put together. And yeah, Go Benny Hill theme. Yeah, that was part of the video, so you can watch the video. It's actually kind of funny. You'll probably enjoy it. It's very short. But yeah, that's my YouTube channel, so you can follow that. I'm really far behind on questions now. I'm sorry about that. Do shields block all the way around? All the way around. Whether you like it or not, they block all the way around. I heard it was 5 to 1 day-night cycles, 1 hour real time equals 5 hours in game time. I don't think that's true. At least it didn't used to be, unless they've updated it. Oh, if that would be a better option if that's what it is, but I don't think it is. Maybe Phasius knows that. I'm not really sure. What do you think about the Nightblade group tactic that you mentioned there? That would definitely work. Yeah, that would definitely work. I mean, you would get tons of kills with it, and it would probably be really funny. The only problem would be, you know, at the same time, you don't need 20 Nightblades. You could use 20 anything stealthing around a person. Which alliance will I join for PvP? Aldmeri Dominion. Was it the most recent beta using the most up-to-date version of the game, or are you playing an older version? When? What are you referring to? This video is the last beta weekend. The video I posted on my YouTube is pretty recent on the PTS. Can I get Benefactor to join the channel or chat? I can try.
User
By
was moved
Fury
to
does
Hey,
it,
hey, Benny.
running away and then
Benny.
dropping an ulti.
I just stole you out of the channel. My chat's asking if you will come in and answer some questions. Do you care to on Twitch?
I can answer some questions. Sure. Hold a second.
Okay, I can throw you back up in the channel if you just want to jump in the chat. Just chat questions. Not a Nightblade
Okay,
questions. I don't
I
really
can
know.
do that.
Okay, cool. Thanks. I'll throw you back up.
User was moved out of
There you
your
go.
channel.
Benny's on his way. Best tanky DPS race? Tanky DPS race? It's according to what you're going with. Imperial? Imperial's a good. Yeah, Imperial actually. They have stamina and yeah, Imperial's good. Lots of deaths gonna happen here. Do you know the difference in damage and scaling between Altmer percentage damage and Dunmer spell power ratios? No, I do not know the difference, but Altmer comes out ahead. What are the best range DPS skills? Would an archer or the sword be superior? Probably a Sork. Benny's creating a Twitch account right now. He doesn't even have one. What a slacker. He'll be here soon. Thank you, Cedric. Before you leave, follow me if you don't care to, and you can see the next time that I stream and catch some more questions. The best range DPS skills, though, I would say Crystal Fragments is really good. Crystal Shards, whatever you want to call it. Dark Flare is really good from the Templar. Snap for the bow is actually really good too. It's a long cast time with a long range. Good for stealth opener. There's a lot of variety there. How does one spot someone who is stealthing around? If you were looking at them and you get close to them, you'll see them. If at a certain range based on their armor and your detection radius and stuff. If they're behind you, it's harder for you to see them, and if they're beside, it's like slightly harder for you to see them. So it's based on distance from you are from them. Once anyone detects someone though in stealth, they sort of point them out, and anyone can see them until they're gone from everyone's view. This is a recorded video that is being Twitch streamed, yes, because we're not allowed to post live videos. This is a recorded video you'll see right here. How strong are racials at endgame and how much do they matter? They're not like super strong, but they matter. If you're like not a min-maxer, you may not notice, but I would say they're like, if being 100% was being like completely min-maxed, they're kind of like 5% of it. So they matter, but not like a huge amount. Is one-handed and shield a solid source of damage? Not really like DPS, but like puncture gives a good debuff. So if people like assisting you, I would say yes, because it like makes other people do more damage. But it's not really high DPS now. Does it do damage? Yes, but it's not like it's high damage. I think I'm actually caught up with the questions. This is amazing. It only took me like 2.5 hours. And I think I skipped a few people. But other than that, I think I'm caught up. I need more. Maybe you should come ask them. No? You don't want to? Are you sure? Positive. Okay. One-handed shield DPS can be really good. Well, apparently Atropos disagrees. Oh, if you're using one-handed DPS and lots of spells, yeah. Okay, he's correct. If you're holding a one-hander and a shield and like nuking or something, yes, it can be good DPS. I should have clarified. Stop trying to sound smarter than me, Atropos. No one's falling for your clever tricks. Do CCs work the same in PvE and PvP? No, in PvE, there's no immunity on most things unless bosses that are completely immune in general. But most things can just be like CC stunned a lot of the time. Can you recommend a class race for a PvP Death Knight type build, heavy armor, two-handed, life tap tops, type magic, Dragon Knight? They have all that stuff. They have what you would want with a Death Knight. A Dragon Knight does. I would recommend that. Maybe a Sork, but I would say Dragon Knight. I caught up and now I'm like behind again. Erlex for the evasion skill, which is the best? More 5% more dodge or removing snares and I think it's snares and dots. That's a good question for Benefactor if he gets in here. Which morph is better there? I would say the more dodge, but he may be have a different opinion. Yeah, if you like using a shield and you want to do damage, it's definitely possible. I thought you were asking like, would sword and shield abilities be good for DPS? And the abilities aren't really good for DPS, but you can use like puncture and nukes and do good damage. Like a Dragon Knight with puncture on a single target could do a lot of damage, I think. Erlex out in Cyrodiil, would you receive more alliance points by A, going solo and waylaying people on the way to battles, or B, participating in group PvP, capturing, defending, keeps, farms, whatever, or C, healing a large group of players that are capturing, defending resource nodes? It's according to how effective you are at each of them. If you're equally effective, it's hard to say because like a solo player gets a lot of alliance points for getting a solo kill. Oh, I'm going to die here. There's a lot of people. I'm just running around in circles. a solo DPS gets a lot, or a solo person gets a lot of points for killing someone, but it's gonna be hard to like repeatedly kill solo people, like 1v1s and 2v1s. But if you can manage it, that'd be really effective. Most likely, the best source of points you're gonna get is a group of 8 to 16 players working together and killing lots of people. And that could be defending resources, attacking keeps, open field fighting, whatever. Even taking a full group and like watching a supply line where people are running to defend a keep. Have enough people to stay alive, but few enough people that you're not like reducing your points down too much would be the best way. And I answered a really long question and now I'm behind again. Are field battles at giant zergs actually running into each other, or are they small raiding parties looking at it? Both? The map is huge. It gives room for all of that. How often do you think will be small group 5 to 15 people to sneak in and take lightly graded keeps deep in faction control? It takes a while to take a keep. I don't think you'll take keeps with a small group unless it's like late at night or something. But resources, you could snatch those up really quickly, breaking ports, and you could do, like, maybe a group grabs a bunch of resources quickly before a Zerg starts, like, smashing into keeps and, like, they can't port because of it. But I don't think small groups will take keeps very quickly. Zapfi, I'm sorry you're lagging. If I did answer his question, if someone wants to type that out, that'd be awesome. What is the highest level I've gotten to? I've reached level 50 and then gotten veteran rank 10, which is the maximum level. Do you know if there's been talk about Darkness File type dungeon from Daok? If not, what are the main points in taking keeps? I think the Imperial City is going to be Darkness File style dungeon. It's going to be like an adventure zone that is for lots of people, that is based on access whoever owns the most in Cyrodiil. I'm kind of guessing on some stuff here, but I think the Imperial City, when it releases as an adventure zone, will be like Darkness Falls. And the other point for right now for capturing keeps is buffs and emperorship and like scrolls, like Elder Scrolls, which are like the Dark Age relics. But Emperor is based on keeps, which is sort of a zone-wide buff, and one player gets to be all awesome, and it's sort of bragging rights that you like dominated because you have the Emperor. Oh, and reminder, everyone, please put an @ symbol in your question if you want me to answer it. I'll probably skip it. And there's Benefactor. So if you have any questions to ask Benefactor, just do @Benefactor. And that'll make it easier for him to find the question. He should be able to answer anything about Nightblades for you. He's a very good Nightblade. Probably one of the best. You did skip a few. Sorry, chat's eating some questions. Plus, if you don't put an @ symbol, it's easy to miss it. As a longtime tank killer in a number of rotation-based MMOs, yeah, I played all those. I felt that controls in these roles felt somewhat sloppy in the last beta weekend. Does this clear up as one gets more minimalist UI and ESO and of course skill lines available? I would say get some add-ons to help with that stuff, because if you're used to MMOs, you're going to have a hard time getting used to the UI. I would say get some add-ons to help you out, like skull and combat text and unit frames and stuff. But what was the rest of the question? It feels sloppy. More skills help with that, and playing with a little more organized group. And this is a really cool clip if you're paying attention. If you notice, there's a huge Zerg coming down here, and then there's our Zerg is on the other side going around and don't know about them. And a really interesting thing happens here where they like end up backdooring them and hitting them in the side on accident, and it causes some really cool action happening. Yeah, Yggdrasil, I would say get some add-ons, and it does get a little better, and you get used to a lot of things. Can you sell things to guild stores or only buy things? Like, can a guild member set an item of buying instead of selling? I don't think you can set it to buy. I think you can just go and buy stuff that's already there. You can't just like set that you're buying and it like mail it to you like in Guild Wars. Why is Ezzy such a shitty player? I don't know. Is he a shitty player? Have you tried the 50 plus cross faction quests? Yes, they get much more difficult and very cool. Very cool. It's like playing a harder. It's almost like going to like Nightmare in Diablo, like how things get harder, but it's like sort of the same thing but different. Except for it's like better than Diablo because you get like whole different storylines and things. But it's sort of like that difficulty difference. Feels like a continuation. Guild Wars 2 or ESO? ESO 100%. Guild Wars 2 sucks in comparison. What is your favorite character and why? Do you mean like NPC character? What's his name? Cadwell is awesome. He's probably my favorite character, followed by Razumdar, because he's also awesome. Sai Sahan is awesome character too. He has some great dialogue. Listen to what Sai Sahan has to say. He has some very good wisdom with beards. He's very funny. So Sai Sahan, Razumdar, and Cadwell. Those would be my favorite NPC, if that's what the question was. If not, I answer a different question. And the reasons my favorite character would be their dialogue is hilarious, and some of the things they do is really funny. Will I ever be able to craft or acquire gear that allow me to pwn, or I guess, or own on noobs, shit on noobs? I don't know what you said, but yeah, you can have much better gear than other players. Absolutely. It will help you to shit on them. The biggest thing that'll give you advantage, though, is tactics, a little bit of gear, and building your character correctly. It's really easy to make a really bad build. And I think builds will end up rotating a lot in sort of a metagame where builds will become popular and there'll be counter builds, and those counter builds will become popular later, and you know, it'll rotate around. So just I think vampires will be really popular early, and then fighters guild skills are probably going to be really good early to shit on them. And then people will stop being a vampire because they'll be tired of getting shit on by fighters guild skills, so they'll start switching away from it. And then vampires will start becoming good again because there won't be so many fighters guild abilities. So it's going to be an interesting mix-ups like that. How many alliance points do you receive for solo kills that cut in half in a 2 versus 1 and so on? It's varied a lot because I keep changing it, trying to get it balanced, but I think it's like over 1,000 for a solo kill, and then you get like slowly less with the more people added in. But it's not like a straight half cut, it's like more than half. You get like if it was 1,000, you'd only get like 400 for duoing someone. But it ends up being, I know what their goal is, and they're getting very close to it, is that you get about the same amount of points based on how effective you are, no matter what you're doing. So a solo player may only get a kill every 10 minutes, but he'll get a lot of points for that solo kill. Whereas a group of players will get lots of kills over 10 minutes, but they'll end up getting about the same amount of points as the solo guy. The difference is with a group, you can make a mistake and still win. With a solo, if you make a mistake, you're probably dead. That's why I think grouping is going to be better. Favorite emote in ESO, Hammer Low. You'll see why when you use it. Is PBA casters viable, or is AE damage not comparable to single target? Absolutely, PBAOE caster damage is viable. You're not going to solo bomb, but you can bomb with other people, yes, absolutely. Oh, and the AP value I gave was like at level 50 in PvP for killing a level 50. So it's going to change a lot if you're killing like level 10. Have you been to any of the Venture Zones or Veteran Dungeons? I cannot answer that question about the Venture Zones, but yes, Veteran Dungeons. I have done Veteran Dungeons. I've done all of them. They're good. Very fun. Is this add-on going to be available at launch? Yes, it should be available somewhere. Probably Tamriel Foundry will be one place you can get it, because the leader, creator, founder, all that of Tamriel Foundry made the add-on. Zapfi, those numbers scale up, and they're basically like increasing your damage on your staff. So if you have +3 and at low level you have a staff with like 15 damage, it'd be like a decent amount of damage increase. That's a hard question to answer without lots of math involved, so I would just say that they're fairly close to each other in regards of like how much damage they each add. How many members can guilds have? Like 500, I think, is currently what it is. Mork, a level 50 veteran rank 10 killing a level 50 veteran rank 10, I do believe is like 1,000. I think we saw that recently. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we saw that. May have been more than that, actually. Can you level up in PvP? Is there PvP armor? Yes, there's PvP armor. No, leveling up kind of sucks in PvP, but I think they're going to fix that, so it could change. I heard that the walls of keeps are destroyable, so why do you need to take the down the main door? You don't need to take down the main door, but a ram on the door is faster than a bunch of trebs on a wall. So if you can manage the ram, being close to it and running the ram, it'll get you through the door faster. But you can treb down walls, yes. Yes, I did eat at that Mickey D's. I don't know how you knew that. That's kind of creepy, but yes. Oh, because of my cup. Haha. I'm finishing this first.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink that Mountain Dew. You know, I'd rather have is some of that Doritos. Oh, there's not much left. Never mind, drink it. Any info about Adventure Zones? I cannot tell you anything about Adventure Zones, but ESOhead can tell you a lot about the story if you want to spoil it for yourself and the zone and stuff. So, yeah, I can't tell you anything about Adventure Zone. Sorry, that's totally off limits. Oh, I can tell you that the group size is 12. Because someone else has said that before, so I can tell you that. And they're instanced. Somewhat, apparently. That's what Paul Sage said in an interview. Suicidal Gremlin. Who knows? Adventure Zones are an enigma wrapped in mystery. Who knows? Are you familiar with the Templar Power of the Light and how does it work in PvP? Yes, I'm familiar. It caps out at a certain amount of damage. Based on like your maximum magicka, I think. It caps on damage. But it basically just sits there and stays as a debuff, and each person who hits them gets, including dot ticks, apparently give you a stack each time a dot tick, so you can really get it fast. It gives you a stacking buff that increases your damage with pretty much everything, and at the end of it, like 36% of the damage that was done to that target, period, up to the cap of the ability, will happen at them instantly at the end. So if you did like 100,000 damage or something and it's not dead, it'll probably cap it at level 50 at like, 1,500 damage or something, but it still hits really hard for the cast time. It's like one of the hardest hitting abilities in the game for the amount of time it takes to cast, but it takes a long time for it to explode, and it requires your group to be beating on them. But it's a very good ability. Like a very good ability. Like one of my favorite abilities.